Can a group of career criminals actually turn the leaf and become good guys? Let's find out in this review of The Bad Guys 2. Are you ready? Let's go! Hi there, I'm Kame the Turtle, and you are watching a Furry Film review, where I review movies that feature animals in the main cast. I give you my opinion if the movie is brilliant or deserves to get slapped by a fish. And today we are reviewing the 2025 movie from Dreamworks Animation, The Bad Guys 2. For those of you who do not know how this normally works, I will give you a synopsis of the movie, followed by my personal review based on characters, story, and artwork. Before we dive into this movie review, if you have not seen the first one, you don't strictly have to. It's good to establish the lore of the characters, but you can watch the sequel without having to watch the first one to fully understand what's happening. That being said, let's dive on in with the synopsis of the movie. After the events of the previous movie, the titular bad guys, a group of criminals who are made up of anthropomorphic animals that are typically seen as villainous, like wolves, sharks, snakes, so on and so forth, are trying to turn a new leaf and trying to get jobs in the legit market. However, due to their previous actions of being known career criminals and the stereotyping that led them to that pursuit of crime, have had them rejected time and time again. After returning back to base after another failed interview, Shark tells Wolf that there's a new criminal in town that framing them for the job they're pulling off, called the Phantom Thief. Wolf goes to see their old friend, the Chief Commissioner, to try to help them break the case, and to discover each of the crimes had one specific thing in common, and that was that all the items stolen was made out of a material called MacGuffinite. And before you say MacGuffinite is a made-up word, don't forget, The Bad Guys was based on a book series for children, so take that with a grain of salt. The bad guys go to the next logical place for the Phantom Thief to strike in order to try to catch them, only to get framed by the Phantom Thieves themselves, causing the police commissioner and the crowd that they're at to chase them. They manage to get away from the police commissioner, only to end up in the claws of the Phantom Thieves, who blackmail the bad guys into doing one final job with them, to steal a very specific wristwatch that would allow them to control a rocket. If they reject the offer, then the Phantom Thief would reveal Diane Foxington, aka the Governor's, little secret that the bad guys know from the first movie. They agree to work with the Phantom Thief, and through a bit of hilarious shenanigans, they manage to successfully steal the wristwatch that would control the rocket, only for the Phantom Thief to double-cross them at the end, and leaving the bad guys high and dry to be caught by the police commissioner. As the bad guys are being led away in chains once again, the Phantom Thief sets out to hit their out-of-this-world crime. How will the bad guys get out of it? What is this crime I'm telling you about? Who's the Phantom Thief? You have to watch the movie to find out. But now, for my personal review of the movie based on characters, story, and artwork. I'll tell you each segment I think the movie was brilliant or deserves to get slapped by a fish, and the overall idea if the movie is brilliant or deserves to get slapped by a fish. If you agree or disagree with me on any point of this, let me know in the comments below. So let's get started with artwork, the least controversial aspect of the movie, and what I can talk about without spoiling it. The Bad Guys at Large is a CGI movie with brilliant colors, detailed line work, and an iconic comic booky style that gives them a flair all their own. Action was smooth, movements were solid with no obvious glitches, the characters were expressive, even for the ones who had more traditionally hard to draw faces like the main characters. That being said, majority of the background characters are human, while the major characters are actually animals, like Mr. Wolf, Diane Foxington, and even the Phantom Thief are all animals. While characters of lesser importance, like the police commissioner and the reporter who appears throughout the movie itself, are humans. Even though in the original book series, the reporter was an animal like everyone else. Overall, I really like the artwork, and as such, I'm going to say the artwork is brilliant. Let's talk about the story now. The story follows a group of career criminals who are trying to become good. But at the end of the day, they're constantly brought back to the thing that they're trying to step away from, aka being villains. They're good at what they do, but at the same time, they're trying to be something more. Can they break free from this cycle of self-torture? I think they can. And as proven by the end of the movie, which I will not spoil beyond the fact that they get the chance to be something new. The dilemma Mr. Wolf faces throughout the movie, where he's trying to be good, but being bad is so good for him, leads him to an interesting dilemma. Does he try to follow the path established in the first movie, or does he fall back to the tried and true? The love dynamic proven between the character Snake and a new character called Doom was an interesting dynamic to see, especially when it was revealed one of them was planning to double-cross the other the whole time that they were together, only to have a change of heart near the end of the movie. And with an undertone of romance being a key part throughout the whole movie, I find it interesting, and I do agree with some people's takes about certain characters' positions in shipping orders. Overall, I want to say the story was brilliant. Brilliantly done and brilliantly executed. And now for characters. The entire original cast returns to replay their roles in the sequel movie, with no surprising shakeups for characters. Even the villain from the first movie makes a reappearance as a key player in the sequel. And let me tell you this, even though he got arrested in the first movie, when he makes his appearance in the second, he got jacked. That was a very well done design, and for how he was from the first movie to his overall appearance in the second. The new characters, who are roughly titled the Bad Girls, that was in my headcanon anyway, consist of 3 new characters, consisting of the leader, Kitty, the bird, Doom, who specializes like an assassin type character, and the muzzle of the group, Pigtail. These characters were fairly fleshed out. Their personalities shone through and with every interaction they had with each other and the titular bad guys. For example, the character Pigtail, despite being the muzzle of the group, was easily the most jovial of the group, who just wanted to have fun and have a good time. Doom was sassy, tricky, and overall a fun character on screen. Kitty easily proved how she was leader material from scene 1 where she appeared. Her personality was confident throughout the movie. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she did everything in her power to go get it. She had a bit of a temper on her, no doubt. But at the end of the day, all three of the new characters were well established, and none of them felt flat. The existing characters from the first movie was further fleshed out. Even the commissioner from the first movie got fleshed out even further, despite being more of a background character. I'm eager to see how they would increase these personalities in any possible sequels. And with that, I would have to say, character-wise, was brilliant. Overall, do I think the movie The Bad Guys 2 is brilliant or deserves to get slapped by a fish? I'm going with brilliant. What is your thoughts in this matter? Let me know in the comments below. And if you would like to see the review on the first Bad Guys movie, that'll be linked in the cards above and description below. If you would like to see more of my content in general, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications when my next video airs. Leave a like, maybe a comment, share with friends, family, other furry friends you might know. And I hope to see you all next time. Johnny.